What's the deal? What's the deal, YouTube? How's it going, eh? It's OG Scotty B. So I'm gonna tell you a little story about how when you go to jail, you get put into positions that you don't necessarily like. That sometimes you're just gonna have to step up and do something you don't necessarily like to do or whatever, just to keep your reputation. And I had to do that once. This Persian guy gets put in my. I got caught for a brew. I had a cellmate. His name was Milhouse, and well, we called him Milhouse because he looked like fucking Milhouse from Simpsons. So him and I got caught with a brew, and we ended up in SEG. And there's the SEG cells were two-man cells. So we got celled up together, which is okay. But then he got transferred. We got 30 days in the hole for that. And when he got transferred, actually after 20 days, I think on the 25th day, I had court. And I was either going to be released with time served, or I would get more time and have to come back and get classified and then serve my sentence at Fraser or Matsqui if it was a federal. But it wasn't a big crime, so I don't think I wasn't going to federal, but just that's how it works. So my buddy gets taken away, and I'm in my cell, and I'm in my own cell now. And so the day of court comes up, the night before court comes up, and I'm like, I go to the cop. When he was doing his rounds, I go, listen, I got a court tomorrow. I'm a little stressed about it. I don't know if I'm going to get time served. I don't know what the judge wants, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of empty cells. Can you please not put somebody in my cell tonight? And so what does he do? He puts this Persian kid in my cell. So this kid comes in and he's complaining about a headache and a sandwich and this and that, and he didn't get to eat and blah, blah, blah. And so from what I gather, what happened was he got fucking punked out for his lunch down in classifications, and when you get like in intake or whatever, he got punked for his lunch or whatever. And so he comes up and he keeps bitching about this lunch and this and that. And then the cop comes up and basically says, okay, well, write a statement about what happened. And so I've been in this fucking seg now for 25 days or whatever. So I know the people around me, this and that, and I've been going in and out of jail for a while now. So buddy's like, or the cop is like, okay, sign this statement, like blah, blah, blah. And so I look at the cop, I go, what the fuck are you doing? He goes, shut the fuck up, back up type thing. I'm like, geez, like, fuck, really? You're actually doing this here? And the cop, and he's like, whatever. And I hear next door, fuck, hey, Scotty, I hear dimes dropping next door. And I'm like, yeah. Just wait till the cop goes. And sure enough, the cop leaves after this guy signs a statement, and I grab him and I go, why the fuck did you do that? Like, you're just stupid. And he's kind of like, I kind of didn't really realize what he'd done, I don't think. But I'm like, now I got to fucking beat you up. And I did. I had to bash the kid all around the cell so it looked good and whatever. We were in camera and shit. And then I even pushed the button myself, the call button, after I fucking left him on the ground. I'm like, this is just ridiculous. Like, I really didn't want to do this, but I had to. So the cop comes up and he's like, oh, there's a new sheriff in town, eh? Blah, blah, like this. And I'm like, listen, man, I told you guys not to I asked you not to put somebody in my cell. You do. And then you guys get him to sign a statement right in front of everyone. Like, you could have at least pulled him down to your bubble or something. Like, fuck, now you put me in this position, and I got court and blah, blah, blah. If I get, if I would have gotten, luckily, when I went to court, I got time served and I got out. But if I didn't, I would have had to come back and fucking, face an assault charge or whatever. Like, it's and gotten either more institutional charges or a street charge. So it's like, and I was totally put in that position. I mean, the fact is I came back to jail after that. I ran into the people that were beside me in SEG. If I wouldn't have done that, I would have been a bitch. I would have been a punk, whatever. So I had to do this. So fast forward a couple months after I got out, and there's this guy, same guy, he's working with the crew that I work with I worked with these Persian guys. And I recognized him, but I didn't, because I just seen him quickly and I beat him up. So his head was like this most of the time. And I'm like, I couldn't point my finger where I fucking saw this guy. I couldn't fucking, and then finally I got it. And I'm like, and I go over to the boss. I'm like, Saeed, this guy is no fucking good, man. We got to get him out of here. If something happens, he's going to fold like a fucker. And he's like, how do you know? And I go, I swear to God, man, this guy was in jail. I beat him up because he already was a rat. Like, we got to get rid of this guy, blah, blah. He lied. I told him. I said to you that I recognized him, and he kept denying it. He's a lying piece of shit. We got to get rid of him. So, Saeed went and rounded up and found this guy, and got two of the other captain guys to fucking hold on to him, and I think I got 3 shots in the face. I got to give him 3 shots in the face for lying to us and shit. It was just, yeah, fucked up. But yeah, it's just a little kind of story about how things happen, in jail, and you have to fucking, you have to sometimes do things that you really don't want to do. I mean, I didn't have a beef with this kid, really. He's a fucking some bitch that couldn't stand up for a sandwich. I mean, really, I could care less. But the fact that he signed this paper in front of us and it was such a minimal thing that he signed the paper for. But the fact is, he signed this fucking paper, and it had to be dealt with. And yeah, it sucks. I actually don't really regret it now, because the guy was a fucking goof anyways when he turned out to be. And he was just, I'm glad that I fucking actually remembered who he was too, and was able to fucking get that, because he was playing with his power fucking trip too. Like, because back then he was like above me in the organization sort of thing. So like, the boss would listen to him over somebody else. So I actually got another story about that, where I had my fucking haircut. That was one of the punishments, right? Was you get a haircut, right? And that happened to me because one of those fucking pieces of shit fucked me over, and I had to fucking deal with it. I'll tell that story another time. Anyways, this is just kind of a quick one. I had to Super Bowl Sunday. Although I'm not a big fucking football fan, I think it's all fixed. I really do. And but we had to come into work today. Fucking bosses don't talk to each other. Schedules get fucked up, and I had to come in and work on a Sunday. So, anyways, whatever. Take care, guys. Thanks.